Well, hello. In today's adventure, we're going to be touring Glamorgan, South Wales. We'll be visiting some beautiful yet mysterious locations associated with local legends and ghost stories. So, before the sun goes down, let's go. Sker House dates back 900 years and it was rebuilt in the 16th century. Two ghosts are meant to haunt the house, one being an old ship's captain who was wrecked on nearby Sker Point, the other being Elizabeth Williams, better known as the Maid of Sker. Her father, in order to prevent her eloping with a lover, locked Elizabeth in one of the upper rooms, and she is said to have died from a broken heart. Her ghost still walks the building and the grounds of Sker. The name Sker, that's S-K-E-R, it's a Norse name, coming from the word skeri, meaning rocky island or rocky reef. The Vikings never conquered Wales, but they did set up little trading settlements along the coast, so that's why on the coast you do get a lot of these Viking names. Like here, you've got Sker. The rock out there, which you can't see because it's high tide, is Tusker. Swansea, the town over there, that's a Norse name. And also as you go west, you've got names like Skoma, all Norse derived names. When you stand on this windswept point, you understand why there's so many legends of the area. Apparently, if you hear shrieks and screams on Sker Point or over on Kenfig Dunes, it's a harbinger of evil to come. Do we hear anything? I think we're okay. In the 18th century, on the banks of the River Ogmore near Merthyr Mawr, stood the New Inn. It was a natural stopping off point for travellers on this road through South Wales. The landlord of the New Inn was a character called Cap Coch. That means red hat in Welsh, because he wore one of those French Revolutionary hats. Anyway, some of these travellers disappeared, and bodies were being washed up at the mouth of the River Ogmore. In those days there were no police, so there was suspicion, but suddenly the bodies stopped being washed up. However, travellers still disappeared. Meanwhile, Cap Coch grew richer and richer. He finally died. He was caught stealing sheep, very Welsh, and he was executed. And after his death, the inn fell into disrepair. In the last century, they finally demolished the remnants of the inn, and under the kitchen area they found a cave full of treasure, and in the grounds they found graves containing multiple skeletons. So not only in the grounds, around in the surrounding area as well. So I wonder how many skeletons still remain from those lost travellers. I'm not sure exactly where the inn stood because all remnants apparently have been removed. My father used to tell me, he was from Bridgend, that the inn used to be on the corner of the Ueni and Merthyr Mawr road, behind that wall. He used to scare me with the stories. I've had a look, and behind the wall it's really overgrown, and it is private land as well. So unfortunately I can't get any closer than this, but there's a big ditch and a stone wall down there. We're now at the ruins of Candleston Castle in Merthyr Mawr. Technically, it's not a castle, it's a fortified manor house. As kids, we used to walk here along the beach from Porthcawl, which is about 3 miles, and dare each other to go into some of the rooms in Candleston Castle. There's one room, I think it's gated off now, but it used to be open. That's like a dungeon, no windows at all, and pitch black, so let's go and take a look. This was the room. It brings back spooky memories of when we used to scare each other. Like the Goonies. The mystery of Candleston is the lost village. Stones and crosses can be found in the grounds. But what happened to the people and the village that have been engulfed by the sands? The legend of Ogmore Castle. A local Welshman was caught poaching by the Norman lord from Ogmore Castle. He was sentenced to death, but before he was executed, the lord's daughter pleaded with her father to spare his life, and also, as it was a birthday, could they spare some land for the local Welsh people. So the lord agreed on one condition: they could have as much land as she could walk around in one day, and she had to do it barefoot. So off she went, up over the hills, across the common, through the bushes, through the thorns, down to the coast, and back along roughly to where the farmhouse is. So the lord kept his word, and that became Southern Down Common, and that remains common land open to the public today. There's a legend that the old town of Kenfig lies beneath the waters of Kenfig Pool, and just before a storm you can hear the old church bells ringing. It sounds very romantic. Unfortunately, it's a load of rubbish. The town was never situated over there. As you would expect, it was close to the castle and has since been buried by the sand and the dunes, and that's where we're going now. Kenfig Castle. The town of Kenfig was a very important medieval settlement. It was a trading post. It even had access to the sea, which nowadays is over 3/4 of a mile away. It was a frontier town. It was on the very edge of the Norman kingdom, and because of that location, it suffered from raids from the Welsh lords who lived beyond the hills. A series of violent storms and drifting sands started to encroach onto the town. These sands couldn't be stopped, and eventually the town was buried. All that remains now are a few bumps in the landscape and the tip of one of the towers of Kenfig Castle. What's that noise? I've picked a very Blair Witch backdrop for this sign-off. Anyway, when you do visit Wales, make sure you take some time to visit these beautiful yet mysterious places. So, see you next time, if the ghosts don't get me first. Ooh.